Hi guys, how we doing? Back with another Three Hammers podcast. First of all, I just want to say sorry for last week. We couldn't get the podcast out. We spent an hour filming it. Really good show. We're really proud of. But we had massive audio problems. When it comes to editing it, the audio wasn't there. So unfortunately, we couldn't get the show out. But fingers crossed, we'll be fine this week. So let's get started here with Luke and Lee. How we doing, lads?
Good, mate.
All good.
Nice to be back. Again, apologies for last week, guys.
Yeah.
As always, we start with a game from the weekend. Leicester, guys. What do we think?
Well, I'm going to start and say, I know we're not supposed to swear on the show for iTunes, but I'm going to break that rule and say, fuck Leicester, basically. Fuck Leicester, fuck their players, fuck Hoof, and they never win the title or anything ever again. That's what I'm going to say after that. I was so annoyed watching that game, because I haven't really watched Leicester play this season, to be honest, and I didn't realise how dirty a team they were.
No, I hadn't either. I said that in my review. I've not actually took notice of how dirty they are. They're very, very physical. They know how the little tricks of the trade to pick up little free kicks and time waste. Like I'm sure you'll see in Lee's video that will go out.
Blatant cheating. Like Vardy's dive was so blatant. Like I just, first of all, he was an idiot for doing it because he was already on a yellow card. But it was such a blatant way to try and cheat. I don't know. I was really.
It's like he tried to sort of leg lock him. He jumped in the air, twisted his legs to tangle with Ogbona's legs. It's a joke. It's a joke.
So yeah, Lee, obviously you were there.
Yeah. Check my video out. See what I think. I've done a video today. Just anger, really, the way they play. I mean, first thing is, we didn't play well first half.
No.
We started correctly. We were very poor first half. Emaneki up front didn't work. It was obvious they were trying to get balls over the top for his pace in behind. But lots of clubs have done that this season. It hasn't worked against Hoof and Morgan. So I don't know why we thought it would work. So we didn't play well. But then the sending off completely changed the game. Should have been, blatantly a sending off. And then the rest, we did well to get ahead. Cresswell, again, as I said in my video, probably our goal of the season when you take away the free kicks from Payet.
Great goal.
Really good goal, get ahead, and then yet again can't hold on to a lead.
Yeah, it's really we were very poor in the first half.
Payet off day, wasn't it?
So frustrating still seeing Antonio at right back. So frustrating when you had Tompkins on the bench who could have played there. You had Byram on the bench who could have played there. You had Collins on the bench, so we had a spare centre-back. So it weren't as if there wasn't enough players there. And you saw, again, the first goal came between the centre-back and the right-back, that channel, because Antonio wasn't there. Again, how many goals is that conceded? It's not his fault.
No, it's not his
fault.
Right back. It's not his fault at all.
And then you see what happens when he's at the other end of the pitch. Look at the amazing run he had, the great work he did to get the ball in for Cresswell to score that goal.
They're terrified of him. He's strong and quick.
Yeah. It's just so wasted, and I genuinely don't understand why Village is still playing him.
When we went 1-0 down, it should have been Byram on, Antonio, you push up top. That's what it should have been.
We said that.
Not Valencia. Valencia's just, God, awful.
There's a lot of people at the ground saying that as well, that Byram should have come on at half time. It's a tough one because you get half of the fans saying that, but the other half will say 1-0 down and bringing on a defender. And it does happen. People will say that.
Oh, yeah, because there are some fans that are a bit naive to the tactic.
Yeah, that's true. But then, like you say, if you're using that substitution, you're bringing on a defender, but if you're using that substitution to push Antonio forward, it's still a positive change.
We're not seeing much of Byram, but for me, he reminds me of Cresswell anyway. He's an attacking threat as well. So that could have worked out there. Can we just have a quick note on Manchester United? Obviously, I just want to see what you boys think now after that game. What was your opinions on that?
It was, again, didn't turn up. It was West Ham, wasn't it? Everyone would say we should have won. Well, not sorry. Prior to the match, people.
That was West Ham of old, wasn't it?
Yeah, we just did not turn up. I mean, did anyone really come out with their head held high from that match?
Randolph,
maybe.
We deserved nothing from that.
Moses looked right when he came on. No, it was a bad night. Less said, the better.
Yeah. That's enough of the Leicester game, guys. Obviously, would you have took that result though before the match? I would have took that. I thought we.
Yeah, of course you would. Of course you would, yeah. That's the thing, and I was thinking this, after the game. Obviously, I was really annoyed. The last week or so, I've been so annoyed after games because of losing points, and like I know
Said it, didn't he?
I know we're going to be talking about it a bit later with Carroll, what he said in the press, but it's true. We could be sitting in third now, and it's like you have to like check yourself, because part of me is thinking this is a joke. We should be third, but then listen to yourself.
Yeah,
West Ham.
That's right.
Do you know what I mean?
That's right.
So where are we in a minute? Sixth.
Yeah.
What a season! What a season! And you do, like, your expectations do sort of start getting ahead of you.
Yeah.
Because
Actually
you have
leads
to be
to the next topic, Paul. Actually, I've put down where should we be, and where will we be at the end. Obviously, a few weeks ago on the podcast, you reckoned we was going to finish third, and again, if referees hadn't interfered, we would be there.
Yeah.
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 I think go back to the start of the season, and I was saying all along that we had to go to Olympic Stadium Premier League club, and I would have finished 17th this season.
Yeah.
That was my expectations. Bilic in his first year as a Premier League manager, quite a few new signings.
Transitional period.
You would have took, or I personally would have took 17th. I don't know if anyone else would, but to see where we are now, sixth in the league, quarter-final of the FA Cup. Well, we lost it, but we still got there. Took the mighty Manchester United to a replay at Old Trafford. We've won at Anfield for the first time in 52 years. Yeah. We won at Goodison Park for the first time in about 20 years. We won at Man City. There's been some fantastic moments this season. Let's not be so quick to write it off.
Oh yeah, I mean, fantastic. It
is, mate. It is. In our season review, when we do it at the end of the season, it will be nothing but positives towards the team. It's just unfortunate that it's not the team that's in control of their destiny, especially the last sort of 5-6 games.
Yeah.
In fairness, though, I have said that we have conceded a shed loads of goals recently, in 2s and 3s, nearly every game recently.
And it's coincided with Collins being injured.
Yeah.
Yeah, and obviously Antonio playing right back.
Yeah. So where do you think we'll finish then, guys?
I think.
Go on, Paul. Sorry.
Well, now I think we'll be fighting for that 6th spot, the last Europa spot. It wouldn't surprise me. It depends. I mean, who can say? That's the thing. It's so hard to predict now, because you just don't know what's going to happen in the game. You don't know what decisions are going to go against you. You just don't know.
Yeah, so, I think 6th or 7th. Liverpool seem to be going through a bit of a resurgence now. Klopp's sort of tactics are sort of starting to work for them now. But their eyes could be on bigger prizes with the Europa League. Obviously, they'll want to win that now, won't they? They're surely the favourites for that now.
Yeah, I think hopefully that will. And they've had Henderson and Chan are both out for the season now. I think they're 2 first-choice centre mids, so that might hit them at some point.
Yeah,
I think top 6 is still on big time.
Oh yeah.
Looking at our fixtures, the fixtures we've got left, we win that game in hand against Watford. So a game in hand over some of the teams. Then the other game in hand, of course, is against Man United. We win those 2 matches, and we're right up their arse again.
Yeah, so, definitely. Yeah. So just quickly, guys. So what do you think about a conspiracy then? Do you think there's some sort of thing that there's jealousy towards the Olympic Stadium? Jealousy that if West Ham got there, it'd be too like, oh, look at them, they've been handed everything. Just quickly, what are your opinions? Because I don't think we've actually fully discussed that. We've just touched on it in a few podcasts.
I've said that I think there may be something to do with the Olympic Stadium, but whether I actually believe it or not, I don't know. I think there's some major organisations like the FA and the Premier League. They wouldn't fit. You'd like to think they wouldn't be telling refs to make decisions the wrong way, and perhaps it's something to do with the stadium and it's in the refs' minds, or I don't know. But
see, I think that's what it is. I don't think there's any particular instructions have come down from the Premier League and said don't give West Ham any penalties or anything like that. But as Lee said there, I think because it's so much in the press and on top
of us, pressure,
it is going to be in the refs' minds. It can't not be, So,
let's move on. Before we talk about Watford, guys, obviously we did talk about it in last week's podcast, which sadly didn't go out. But let's have a little point on Sakho, guys. What's going on? Apparently he is going to play tomorrow, or at least be on the bench or in the squad.
Right.
David Gold put out. But what's your opinions, guys?
Again, I'd like to think it's an injury because that's what the club said. You'd think, although you start to think if it's something else actually.
Yeah, I mean, I don't believe he's injured.
No, I don't.
If he's not injured, then
I think
you know,
he's sulked about strikers possibly coming in,
mm,
contract issues. But the man's got to realise he's been injured quite a lot this year. Like, he is a great player. I don't want to get rid of him, but you can't expect a new contract when you've only played, what, 12 games has he played?
yeah, he's done nothing to deserve a new contract this year.
No.
And he only signed a new contract, end of last season?
Yeah. And you got to think, he's come to West Ham. I don't know what we put him on, 20 grand or whatever. He might be on about 30, 40 grand now. But that's massive bucks to what he was earning playing for whatever team he came from.
Second division in France.
Yeah.
So if it is the bit about the stuff about Lacazette and Bastrai coming in, then answer it on the pitch, like Carroll's done. Carroll has come in. He was dropped on Sunday, and he come in and he scored a goal. Played all right. That's right. What you got to do. Answer it on the pitch.
Well, Carroll at the moment is the informed guy, isn't he? Mm-hmm. He's sort of like undroppable at the minute.
Yeah, and I have to say, like, I'm not, as everybody knows, I'm not Carroll's biggest fan, but I was so pleased. Again, I know we are going to talk about this a bit later with what he's come out and said in the press, but I was really, really pleased to hear that, because I don't know if you read it. Did you read the interview he did? I think it was with The Guardian, and he sounded so passionate.
Oh no, that's what I was just about to say it myself. I think he's passionate. He wants to be at West Ham. He definitely
it really came across, and that's the first time since he's been at the club I've really felt that from him. That he actually really does connect to West Ham, and that put him up.
I think all his Birds family are big West Ham fans because they're all from like Brentwood and places like that. So I would assume they're all big West Ham fans. Maybe that's sort of come out of him with family ties now with it as well. Yeah, let's go into Watford, guys. Obviously, their eyes are on bigger prizes. On Sunday they played today against Palace in the FA Cup semi-final. I think really this could be sort of hopefully a bit of a gimme win. This one should be a sort of a 2-0 win for us, I think.
Hopefully they'll make a few changes with the cup game in mind. Even if they play their full strength squad, I mean, it's a winnable game. We should be winning, I think, at home.
With hopefully Byron filling back in at right back, possibly Ginge will go in. Yeah, I think this is I think we should win this one.
Yeah,
I mean, it's probably. We've had a couple of bad ones, not many bad performances this season, but Watford away was probably up there as one of the worst.
Oh yeah,
performances this season. It was really bad.
It was really
bad.
That was when we was making mistakes at the back, though, weren't it? Because we went for a little period early doors in the season where we was getting a mistake when we was conceding. It wasn't quite
when Carroll tried the pirouette, didn't he?
And then went Tompkins the second goal.
Yeah,
and he pass it to him the second goal, if I remember.
Yeah.
They've got some danger players though. If they play, Igalo, Troy Deeney, very dangerous. As Lee picked out, but I think we should win. I do think we should win.
Yeah, 100%.
I think we'll win, and I think we'll win comfortably. I think we're going to win 3-0.
Yeah, I think we could have a good result with dual good win, and I think we should do it. They're not going to be going in for tackles, surely. Like if your head's on Wembley, you're thinking, nah, I ain't getting injured before Wembley.
I'd be very surprised if we keep a clean sheet. I'd like to see it.
Yeah, saying that, actually, considering we've done 2s and 3s recently. Yeah. Enough of that, guys. There's not really much to talk about with the Watford game. Players in and out. We discuss this weekly, but again, we discussed it in last week's podcast that didn't go out. Pay at 50 million. Let's just start boom with that straight away. Pay at 50 million. Barcelona, yes or no?
50 million. I'll be very tempted.
Yeah.
I've discussed this with my dad. 50 mil gets you Lacazette and Bastial. Plus, what are they giving him already? Is it about 30 mil they're giving him anyway? So you get them two, plus you got 30 mil to go and buy a right back and a midfielder.
Yeah.
Perhaps. I would take 50 mil, boom. I love Payet, but 50 mil.
That's a lot of money.
World-class strikers, yeah.
Yeah. You've got Lanzini, really, who could step into that Payet role as well. The only thing is we'd lose the set piece.
Not just the set piece, the assists. I mean, how many is he on this season?
About 12, isn't it?
12? You take them out of us this season, where will we be?
12 assists, a lot of them were from set pieces. But I think if Lanzini was in that role, he would be getting a lot more assists. Don't get me wrong, I don't think Lanzini's at that level yet, but it could be a couple of years down the line.
With Pat as well, listen, I'm a massive fan of him. He's a great player. I think there has been a lot of games, though, where he has off days. I think he does have off days a lot.
He can't defend. The man does not track back.
No.
I don't know if he thinks it's above him or below him, but he just does.
You wouldn't have caught the interview, Lee, because you was there. He had an interview with Thierry Henry before the game, and he is actually told by Noble. Noble says, "Listen, mate, we'll do the running.
You stay forward." Yeah.
Maybe that explains that. I don't know.
But if you're playing left wing, you have to track back. You have to.
Yeah. What would worry me as well? Again, this kind of comes from that interview with Henry, and where Henry was saying when he was at Marseille, it was one season yes, no season, another season no, 1 week yes, another week no. That patchy form. This is his first year in the Premiership. Obviously, he's took it by storm. It worries me. Can he keep that form up next season? Is he going to revert to that?
Is the motivation going to be the same? Like, he's come to West Ham with a point to prove.
Yeah.
Yeah, is that motivation going to be there?
He's come here with a point to prove. He's got himself back in the France squad. After the Euros, then
they have a very good Euros, which they definitely could.
Yeah, after that, then what? Is he going to go back into that, I'm a superstar, I don't really have to worry about it? Is he going to go back into that attitude? It's possible.
Yeah, I hope not.
Oh, of course.
Yeah, but 50 mil, very, very hard to turn down. Let us know, guys, what you think. Obviously, I don't want to sell him.
No.
Don't think, as a West Ham fan, I want to sell him, but 50 mil, two world-class strikers, potentially, with Lacazette and Bastial, definitely got to consider that sort of money. Or you just go, boom, 50 mil, like Lee says, Lukaku, boom, 50 mil.
Do you know, just something to throw in as well, is the TV money coming in next year. So the team that finishes bottom of the Premier League is guaranteed 90 million. Just for finishing bottom of the Premier League. So we don't actually need the 50 million.
No.
Money's irrelevant.
You say that, but it balances out because everyone gets it.
No, but bottom get 90 million, top get 200 million or something ridiculous.
Yeah, but the money's going up, so everyone's going to be rich. So because everyone's rich, it's just going to push the prices up. The only thing is, it will make us much stronger for buying players abroad.
Yeah.
But that's gonna completely.
Things as well.
The British market is just dead with that TV money.
Yeah. If Barcelona come in for you, your head's going to be turned anyway. And do you get like a sort of Hazard situation of this year? He knows he's going Hazard at the end of the season, and he's not played the whole year, really, has he? Where's Hazard gone? One of the best players in the world. Where's he gone? Other players to go, guys. For me, the geezer does my nutting. And of Valencia, it's time to go. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
It's time to go.
No, I agree. Yeah, I mean, there's a couple of arguments. One, he never ever plays in his correct position, and when he did play in his correct position last season with Sakho, he was unplayable. The first half of last season, let's not forget, him and Sakho were unplayable.
Yeah.
They were both playing the strikers in the diamond. So, but putting that aside for 1 minute, I think if he's never going to play up front, then there's better options as wingers out there.
So lightweight. And his touch is horrendous.
I mean, his finishing has been so poor. He had one yesterday, actually, where it was sort of an air kick. Yeah. I haven't seen the replay, and I saw it live, obviously, and he sort of had a really good chance. It was towards the end, and completely.
Well, it was probably his fault we lost. It's probably his fault we didn't win, because he gave the ball away that led to the penalty.
Yeah.
And it was a complete suicide ball. I don't know what he was doing. He had the ball on the right, 30 seconds left to play. You know, we're playing 11 against 10. We had an extra man over. They shouldn't have even been anywhere near the ball. No. He gets the ball on the right hand side. All he had to do, like you say, Lou, bang, kick it down the line. That's it. Game's over. It's finished. What does he do? He passes it inside, tries to pass it through two players, loses the ball. They attack. There's the penalty.
And what about the finishing?
He's got no brain. He's got no football brain.
The Man United finishing. Them P-rollers to De Gea, like, what the hell was he doing?
That's the thing. You know he can hit a ball as well.
Yeah, we've seen it. The goals against Hull, the goal against Bournemouth this year, the free kick. Like, no, I don't know.
No, I think he's had enough chances at West Ham. It hasn't worked out. So,
what I'm not we were talking about this off air just before we came on. Actually, the witch hunt, I don't agree with whatsoever. I mean, he's been poor, but all this sort of with the hashtag Eno out or Valencia out, whatever it is, I think we should be better than that.
It doesn't help anything.
No.
But
yeah, I agree. Okay, don't get on someone's back, but yeah, if you crap, you got to go. I'm sorry. It's like Upson, Barmalte,
well, that's
just
the
not get on
first
their
name that
back.
came to mind.
Just get on their back. Yeah.
Is he as bad as those names?
Not through his own fault. See, with the likes of Upson, he was just a massive bottle job. So that's different. Whereas Enna, I think Enna tries, but he just hasn't got the talent
or the strength
or the brain.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Anyone else, guys?
I said to me brother yesterday, actually, he'll go to somewhere like, as an example, Valencia, and he'll score 20 odd goals in La Liga, but it's a completely different league.
Mm-hmm.
What about Sakho? Yes, no?
If he really is injured and his head's still at West Ham, I'd love to keep him.
Yeah, I do like him. He's a goal machine when he's fit.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's all. How much would you take for Enna, actually? Just back to Valencia, how much do you think it can demand?
5 million?
Yeah, I think we'd be lucky to get 5 for him.
Yeah.
Look at his performances.
Yeah, but he's got that sort of that international thing where he's sort of still classed as classy on the
I don't see it. The only place he's going to go is, like Lee says, he's going to go to Spain or somewhere like that. Well, Spain is really the only place I can see him. Barca and Real Madrid ain't going to want him, and none of the other clubs have got any money anyway.
No.
So who's going to pay for him? You know, I think we'll be 5 million. I think we'll be top end.
Just trying to think. Joey O'Brien, yes, no?
See, I've heard a rumour that Bilic likes his versatility, and it's good to have a player that can play a few positions. He doesn't play every week. We need to sign another right back as cover. We need to sign another left back as cover. But it ain't bad having him as sort of fifth choice, if you like, in the squad. Whether he's happy to accept that role or not, I don't know.
I agree with that. Good utility player, like you say. He seems happy enough to not play every week. Where has he been? Is he not back from injury?
No, he's back. He just can't get in the squad.
But that's the thing as well. Again, going back to Leicester, O'Brien could have played at right back instead of Antonio. There's so many options. I'm sorry to keep going back to that, but
still does the job, doesn't he?
Yeah.
And Inns, guys, quickly. Inns, obviously, we say it every week. You need some strikers.
Yeah.
You need a right back and possibly a left back as well. Maybe an attacking midfielder if Pat goes.
I think actually, do you know, as the weeks have gone on, I think we need more and more as the weeks have gone on. We definitely need top striker. We definitely need fullbacks.
I'm thinking wingers as well. Like Moses goes, Antonio there. I don't know. I do like the Walcott and Oxlade-Chamberlain links.
Well, if we bring him in, to be honest, I think we could do with strengthening at least one player in every area of the pitch. So a striker, a winger, another good defensive midfielder. Obviously now it's confirmed we signed that Nordby, however good he turns out to be. I think we could probably do with another centre half as well, and we obviously need fullbacks. I think we could do with a player, at least one player in every layer of the team. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely. Right, guys, the best and worst we've been doing. Obviously, we decided our goalkeeper a few weeks ago. That was Ludo. Last week, guys, again, the show that didn't go out, we decided that it was Rio, and Lee's going to reveal the winner of the vote for the person who will play next to him at centre-back.
Yeah,
and it is...
Talk amongst yourselves for a second.
Yeah, so we did decide Rio.
Yeah, I think that was pretty obvious, to be honest. Pretty obvious pick. Rio picked himself. The ones that were picked out for the poll were Collins, Stimac, and Pearce. Yeah.
Okay, so in true X Factor style, so in last place, Stimac was 0%.
Can't believe that, lad. I can't believe that. I'm very surprised. Very surprised.
In second or one before last, whatever way your life looks, Ian Pearce with 11%, and the complete runaway winner was James Collins, 89% of the vote.
Well done, Ginge. We should tweet that to him. He'd be pleased with that.
Okay, yeah, guys, remember it's just Premier League era. If you're thinking, where's Bobby Moore and where's Billy Bonds? It's just Premier League era. So at the moment we have Ludo, Rio, and Ginge.
I have to say, what are your thoughts on that pick? I'm surprised.
Not for me. I like Ginge. I'm a big fan.
I like Ginge, but in an all-time Premier League West Ham 11. That's
No, not for me.
surprise. Lee, obviously you picked Collins. Again, this all happened in the podcast. It didn't go out last week, but you obviously picked Collins. So
Yeah, I picked him for his 2 spells because actually his first spell he was outstanding for us, and then when we sold him, when we should have sold Upson instead, we sold Collins. That was when West Ham started going downhill big
That's
time.
very true. That's very true. Because we missed his intensity in the air, didn't we, when he went? Yeah.
And obviously he's had a fantastic season this year. I mean, he makes the odd mistake, but he makes mistakes that all defenders make.
Yeah.
They're not sort of just James Collins mistakes.
A player of his sort of ability, which is not amazing, like he's had people like Luis Suarez in his pocket before, and like he's put in real shifts against world class strikers.
he can have them games, but you say about the mistakes he makes that every defender makes. A lot of the mistakes he makes do lead to goals. A lot of them are bad mistakes. You know, I'm thinking about miss it, back passes that ain't weighted properly. Not really. I don't know if he's very aware of what's around him all the time.
Who would you have had then? Obviously, it's been decided that it's Ginge now.
Yeah. Well, as I said, again, this happened in the podcast last week that didn't go out. But I put the case for Stimac. That was who I would have put next to Rio. Again, I'm not nothing against Collins. I think he's brilliant. I love him, and I think we missed that in the team at the minute. We really could have done with him against Leicester. Someone to.
I think United he would have been good as well for Fellaini.
Mm.
You need him against players like Fellaini and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Right, guys. So this week, fullbacks. We're going to bang out both left and right backs. Let's start with the worst, and then we'll go into it. Okay. We discussed this before the show, and we've now picked out some names.
There's a pretty long list, yeah.
Let's start with left then. So worst, Ravzan Rat.
Razvan, I thought he was alright. I actually thought.
Did he?
No, he didn't really get much of a chance. I think when he did, I thought he was fine. I thought he was fine. I wouldn't put him on as a terrible player.
Yeah. Okay. Amiro. I thought he was quite good. The Colombian.
No one didn't really get a chance, but not a great defender. Better going forward, I think.
Yeah, when he scored in the World Cup, didn't he, that year that he was with us? Yeah. Who else we got here? Just going to pick out some of the obscure ones that we picked out, guys. Deprella. Do any of you guys remember Deprella? I think he only played about 10 games, if that.
If that. I mean, he played against Arsenal in the FA Cup and did really well. We lost 2-1. I think it was the 3rd round, but he played really well.
When he first came in, was he not? He was playing for the under-21s, I think.
Yeah, I remember him being quite a decent player though.
Very good prospect. And he's another one that came in. It was all part of the Savio deal. It was all.
Oh yes, you're right. Yeah.
Because when we got rid of him, I'm trying to think. There was a situation why we sold. We did. I don't think we wanted to actually sell him, but it was part of the contract. It was all weird decisions. I don't know where he's actually playing now. I don't think his career is really.
I don't. Just some more obscure ones. John Harley, I remember him scoring an absolute cracker for us. I think we got him from Chelsea, did we? He still plays. I think he's still knocking about. He was a good little player. Let's go on to some better ones now, like George McCartney. Yeah. I know he's one of Lee's favourite players from the past. Konchesky, guys. Let's have some views on Konchesky, because when he first come, we all thought this is a new Julian Dix here, didn't we?
I thought he was great for us. Love West Ham, obviously a West Ham fan, passionate. Scored the goal in the cup final, whether he meant it or not. You know, yeah, I like Conch. I've got some great memories of him.
Yeah, another one that left under a bit of a cloud, actually.
Yeah, he got back in the England team, didn't he? Obviously, he played terrible in the game that he came on. I think it was against Argentina, wasn't it? He came on. But, he did get into the England team during that period.
Just a quick one on Deprella. He's had a decent career, actually. 78 appearances for Brescia after leaving West Ham. 52 appearances for Palmero. A couple of decent clubs. And he's currently, he obviously signed in January for a team in Serie A called Capri.
All right, Capri.
Sort of steady career, yeah.
He hasn't actually played for him yet, though.
Oh,
right.
Let's just do a few more of the build-up ones before we get to the big boys. Who else we got here? Rufus Brevitt, guys. Did a good job for us, didn't he?
Rufus.
Yeah, he did a good job. He was a passionate guy. Worked really, really hard for the team. I liked him. I liked Rufus.
Oh, one we didn't even put on the list. Nigel Winterburn.
Oh, big Nige, yeah. Scored the goal at Ellen Road. Do you remember that? He scored the winning goal at Ellen Road, headed over Lucas Radaby. Good one during the Paolo era, guys. Scott Minto.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of Scott Minto. I think it was, him and Sinclair, both wing backs.
Him and Paolo as well. They used to link up very, very well with Paolo, didn't he?
And Jerry Cole as well was in there, obviously. And I'm a big fan of Scott, or was.
He was a nice player. I liked him. Dan Potts, guys. He didn't live up to the ability of his dad, really, did he?
No, he looked promising. He did look promising, but I don't think he was cut out for that level.
I think, was it the Arsenal game where he got absolutely clattered? I don't think he was the same after that match.
He had leukemia when he was a kid, so he did well to.
He's still playing, isn't he?
Yeah, he's down at Luton.
Yeah,
Luton, sorry.
Right, obviously, guys, two of my favourites now. I'm going to discuss this one first before, obviously, the obvious. Stuart Pearce, guys, he was, for me, immense. Yeah. Great career. Maybe, obviously, at West Ham, he was like 35 years old, but still, the geezer wanted to play on with a broken leg against Southampton, I think it was. Mm-hmm. What a player. Scored one of the most passionate goals we've ever seen.
Yeah. Rocket of a left foot, so passionate, would walk through walls, for the team. Fantastic.
Would have loved to have had him in his prime.
Yeah, and the thing with him as well, you've got to remember, he's not a West Ham fan, but my God, he played like he had been a West Ham fan for like 20 odd years.
Yeah, that's just him. Although he gets a lot of stick for being a bit of a bottle job for England.
Yeah.
So, but no.
When he was at West Ham, he was 36, 37, and he got back in the England team, didn't he?
Mm. Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Did he? Oh, right. Yeah.
But stick.
Obviously, guys, there's no competition. I assume. I don't think there'll be even any debate of who is our left back. It's Julian, surely.
Yeah.
Is there any arguments against that?
All I'd say is, Dick's 100% for me. All I'd say is, if we are doing this in 8 years' time, and Cresswell is still in our team and still playing the way he is now, and I'm trying to crystal ball here, I know, but if Cresswell stays as he's playing now for the next 8 years, I think he'd probably be.
Yeah, I can see what you're saying. Yeah, he's definitely in with a shout if he continues to progress his career. Maybe start sniffing around that England team. He definitely deserves an England call-up. There's no 100%. Doubt about it at all. But yeah, if we're just going on all-time greatest, we'll give Cresswell a mention, definitely, but Julian 1,000,000%.
Yeah.
1,000,000%.
Yeah.
Set pieces, passion. Since he's been back at the club, you can tell just him being around the benches, giving the fans a lift. He's a big, big character.
I guess we'll do captain at the end, but he's in a shout for that as well, I guess, in his team.
Yeah, definitely.
There'll probably be an argument for every player that we pick for captain, to be honest. But yeah, definitely.
But yeah. Do you agree with Julian, guys? I'm sure you do, but Julian, fantastic. So yeah, Julian's our left back. Right backs, guys. So let's start with the obscure ones and the ones that are not so great. Wayne Bridge. He's left back. Left back. Yeah, but Wayne Bridge wasn't great, was he? He was there on about 90 grand a week as well, wasn't he? When he come over.
Mm.
Guy Demel, not bad.
I thought Demel was done well. Do you know what? I actually really rated Demel. I thought he was a really good, solid defensive right back.
I think he was a little bit overweight. I think that's what his problem was. I think he was slightly overweight.
I mean,
left back, guys, that we forgot. Just on the, just reminded me there, Ilunga.
Oh yeah.
What's your opinions on Ilunga quickly? Even though we've picked our left back.
Well, he was great. His first season, he was fantastic. Was he on loan?
Yeah, he was on
loan. He was on loan. Fantastic season on loan. Earned his contract. And then in that second season, he looked like he was about 54 years old. I don't know what happened.
Yeah, that perfectly leads us into another player at right back.
Yeah,
loan,
definitely.
And then.
Yeah. So
Schemmel,
we know Lee's talking about Sebastian Schemmel. The geezer won Hammer of the Year, I believe, that season, and then the next season it looked like he'd been playing for bloody the Red Lion, Dan Dagenham. He'd just earned himself a place, blagged his contract.
Yeah, it's just
bizarre, really bizarre.
It's one of those. It's like when you've got a point to prove, it shows you can play above yourself, and then does the real player come out in you? Because Schemmel for me, what a player that first year.
Brilliant attacking
I mean,
fullback.
I'm gonna anger us all again here, but talking about playing above yourself, going back to it again, and I'm really sorry, but those Leicester players, they're not
No, I said that in
Yeah.
the preview, mate. I said these players like Wes Morgan, Robert Hoof, where have they been? Like Danny Simpson, they're all basically rejects with points to prove.
Yeah.
The whole team is a reject with points to prove. But yeah, carrying on with our right backs, guys.
Well, you could go another one who started brilliantly and then trailed off was Julian Faubert
Yes,
in
yeah,
a different manner, not
well,
obviously
he
overseas.
bloody went to Real Madrid.
Well, yeah, he's
Yeah,
got his move to Real Madrid, but he was when he first signed. I don't know if you remember, he was incredible. He was so fast, and
yeah,
then
he
I
was meant
think
to be a right winger though, weren't he?
it
Yeah.
was only I can't remember whether it was the first or second game of the season. He had that really bad challenge. He had the double leg break.
Well, it was in a pre-season, wasn't it?
Pre-season,
That
yeah.
was
Pre-season,
pre-season,
did
so
his
he didn't
ankle.
even make it to the season. And then
So
after,
we got Parker at the same time.
yeah, because it was after that injury, obviously really horrific injury. He never looked the same after that.
No, he didn't. Yeah, maybe that's unfair to judge him on that because he did pick up such an horrific injury. Um, dare I mention him? Lionel Scaloni, guys.
Mr.
I
Champions
like him.
League.
I liked him. I liked the guy. I did like him. Obviously, he's always going to be remembered for the man who picked out Gerrard with that diagonal pass. But I liked him. I thought he was a good player.
Yeah, wealth of experience when he came to us.
You could tell the arrogance on the ball because he knew he was a good player.
Yeah, he was a good player. Obviously, like you say, it's a shame that's what he'll be remembered for.
Yeah.
And of course, he replaced Thomas Repka,
Mm.
who we
Yes, he
sold in
did.
January, and he
Yeah.
went Repka, fantastic. Well, another one that started a bit, very dodgy. 2 red cards in 3 games, was it? And then became a fan's favourite towards the end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What we say about Repka, guys? Obviously, for those of you who don't know, Thomas Repka is Paul's dad. So, what do we think of Thomas Repka, guys? I think the geezer was a legend. Like
Yeah,
to see that man cry in that Fulham game, it was
yeah,
like,
the last game when
oh,
he left, brilliant.
hard man like that crying.
And I tell you what, I wish we had an hard man like that on the pitch now this season.
Yeah, a bit of a like mouth,
Yeah, not even a bit of a mouth. Someone who could proper put their foot in. Do you know what I mean?
go
He
through
would.
people.
Yeah, exactly. I hate to say it, but a character not like Hoof, because Hoof's a thug, and I don't think there's any place for that in the game. But someone who can stand up to that kind of player. Do you know what I mean?
Definitely. Other names I've got on the list. Again, this guy will probably go into our midfield, guys, in all honesty. But he did play right wing back during the Paolo era. It's Trevor Sinclair.
Yeah.
Just to drop him in there, obviously, he did well there, didn't he?
Yeah.
He was good. He
Yeah.
linked up well in that wing back system. But obviously, there's a place for him in our midfield. Definitely, I think, 1,000,000%. A guy that plays centre back for us now, guys, started at right back, Winston Reid. He
He
was
got
an awful right
absolutely
back.
murdered
Awful.
on his debut. I think he played 1 game at right.
Villa.
Yeah,
Villa.
you say he started at right back.
Villa.
Did he? I don't think he ever played for right back anywhere else, did he?
I can't remember, mate. I just remember him starting right back. And I think it was
That's the
against
problem.
Aston Villa.
He was a centre back, and then we put him at right back, and like you say, he got ripped a new arsehole, and then
Avram
It,
Grant's master tactics, wasn't it, really?
it was Mark Albrighton. It was Mark Albrighton's debut for Villa, and he absolutely murdered him.
Destroyed him, yeah. Destroyed him. Um, another one, guys, keeping in the bad books, yeah. Gary Childs.
Gary
Yeah.
Charles.
What a sensation he was. Awful player. He was actually a massive West Ham fan. Those who usually don't know that, he's a massive West Ham fan. But what do we think of him?
Less said, the better. I think.
Yeah, what
I remember
did he
him.
say?
I remember he made his debut in that amazing 5-4 game against Bradford.
Oh, did he?
That was his debut.
Oh, right.
But took off when we were 4-2 down, or whatever it was, or 5-3 down, whatever the hell it was. And then he scored an own goal against Southampton, I think, a week later.
Yeah. I know a lot of West Ham fans have got a soft spot for this guy, John Paintsil, or John Paintsil, whatever you want to pronounce it. Actually, I don't know whether he's going to view the show, but I know one of Paul's good friends, Dan Bowden, actually worships him as like the best player that's ever played for West Ham. So what do we say about John Paintsil?
I agree. He's clearly the best player that's ever played for West Ham.
I think he
Didn't he
was a
do well at
strike.
Fulham, though? He went to Fulham after us and did quite well as well, didn't he?
He had a better career at Fulham than he had at West Ham. He was
Yeah.
a trier.
Yeah.
he was all right.
Yeah.
He weren't brilliant. He weren't terrible. He was all right.
Um, Jakobsen, Jars Jakobsen.
I liked him.
Yeah, I thought he was all right.
Him.
I thought he was a good player. Guys, another one of those ones like on loan who's turned crap when he potentially could get a contract. We've got to talk about it this year, guys. Carl Jenkinson. Last year, sensational player. We was actually all worried that Arsenal was going to play him. And obviously Bellerin's come about and brilliant, but Jenkinson's been terrible.
I don't know what happened.
I think that big boy contract that he got from Arsenal.
I think what done him was that contract, because he got the contract at Arsenal, 5-year contract, and if you he was probably there thinking, I'm not going to get any games at Arsenal. They're still loaning me out. I'm not going to stay at West Ham because he's just signed a 5-year contract for bumper money. So we obviously weren't going to buy him. He was probably thinking, I wouldn't be surprised if he was having a bit of a midlife crisis. Like, where's my career going?
Well, you got to think he's 25. Like you say, what was it, a 5-year deal? That takes him to 30 on about, what, 50 grand a week? He's laughing.
He's sorted, but then he's got no motivation anymore.
No, that's it. Yeah, that's it. He hasn't got to think about it. It's like, I am sorted till I'm 30 on 50 grand a week.
Yeah, it's a shame.
I'd still take him next season on loan as backup.
No, I think Byram's going to be a better player. I think you've actually said it, Lee. I think Byram's going to be a big future next year.
No, yeah, Byram first choice right back, but I'd have him as Kappa.
Yeah, but how much is he going to cost us? Then you're talking another £2 million loan fee, plus probably a percentage of his wages, whatever he's on now, with that 5-year deal. I think we could do better with the money.
Yeah. Another current right back job, Joey O'Brien, guys. Utility man, I think, is a better word to use. I think Lee used that in the before we went live.
It's good to have him.
He's all right. I think that's the best way to say he's all right. You know,
I mean, he's another one who's had horrendous injuries in his career and has done so well to get back. I think he was out like 4
right,
years.
Centre, can't he? Left, right, and centre. So you keep him there as utility, don't you?
Yeah.
Right, let's go on to some of the better ones. 2 big names stick out, guys. Glenn Johnson and Lucas Neal. They stick out massively for me. Let's start with Glenn Johnson. Obviously, he only played about 15 games the year we got relegated. But when he burst on the scene, it was like this, the new Ashley Cole. Playing at right back, weren't it?
Yeah, I'll tell you what, you talk about having Jenkinson back, I'd take Johnson back.
Yeah, I would take Glenn back. He's about 31 now, but I would definitely take him back, yeah. As cover, it's a good cover one, yeah. And then Lucas Neal came in, another really good captain. Fantastic. I really liked Lucas Neal. I really, really did. I was a big fan. He was one of my favourite players at the time. What do you think of him, guys?
I think I don't think we realised quite how good he was as a captain until we left. Yeah. It's brilliant.
Considering as well, for a fullback, he didn't really have much pace, but he read the game quite well. He read the game well enough to not get in trouble. Yeah.
And he's going to go in, isn't he? As our right back.
For me, what about Steve Potts?
Yeah, Stevie Potts. He was a good fullback. Obviously, he's a legend of the club as well. Didn't make many mistakes.
Is it fair to say that Lucas Neal is the best of an average lot?
Yeah, that's a good point. I suppose in that team, was he made to look better because the defence was so bad?
No, sorry, I meant...
Just meaning fullbacks in general.
Yeah, the list of right-backs we've just listed, none of them you'd say...
None of them are standout.
No.
Although you'd say I would probably say Glenn Johnson would have had the best career.
Yeah. If you're talking not whilst... He didn't have a West Ham career, let's face it.
No, he didn't.
15 games. We got $6 million for him, and he's gone on and had a great career of England, Chelsea and others. So other than those two, none of the other players are really...
No, you're right.
Until we've listed this, I've never realised how weak we've been at right back for so long.
Yeah,
right. It's the list of left backs we listed there. I was thinking, you know what, we've had some really good left backs, but no, you're right. The right backs are nothing special really.
And I can't help but think we're missing someone because.
Well, you did mention, was it Mark Reaper? You mentioned as well. Did you mention it?
I don't know where he played, to be honest.
Yeah. Like I say, I'm looking at the list here. Scaloni, Schemmel, we've mentioned all of them. Yeah, for me, I think I go Lucas Neal, but I don't know. What do you think?
Again, I think if you're not talking West Ham, you go Glenn Johnson, but purely on West
For
Ham.
West Ham, yeah, you'd say
I mean,
Neil, maybe.
I'd be half tempted to put Trevor Sinclair in at right back.
Yeah, but then we've
But
got
then we need him in midfield.
We're going to use him in midfield, aren't we?
Yeah, I just did a quick Google search just to like best West Ham right backs.
Who's great? Who goes in the greatest one? It's like Frank Lampard or someone like that, isn't it?
According West Ham Till I Die, they picked out that's Ian Dowell, his website. They picked out Thomas Repka. That was it. That was his choice for. He says Glenn Johnson, if he'd played more games, would have
definitely we said that, didn't we?
Yeah, we said that, but in the end, he went for Thomas Repka. I'd love to see Repka in our team. I'm not going to lie. I'd love to see it.
It's a toss of a coin, really, isn't it? Of, like you say, Repka, Johnson, Lucas Neal.
There's no real standouts.
I think it's Repka or Neil, and I'd be half tempted to put it to vote again.
Yeah, right, yeah. We'll put the right back to the vote. We'll go Neil, Repka, put it out, and we'll reveal it next week. Right. Okay.
So who are we going to put in the poll?
Repka,
Neil and Thomas Repka. Between
just them two, yeah?
Yep.
No others?
I'd like to say, I don't think Johnson deserves it just because he didn't play that many games.
I don't think so. What about Schemmel? Put Schemmel in there, just to see how the vote goes with Schemmel in there. Because he was good that 1 year. That 1 year he was good.
Yeah. Like you say, I'm ready here, so.
Yeah.
Who was that right back last season? Jenkinson,
yeah.
What the year before?
O'Brien, wasn't it? Championship year?
Oh, Demmel. O'Brien and Demmel.
Demmel, yeah. Right, guys. If you've not noticed, the subscribe has just boomed over the last couple of days to 250, and that's a massive, massive big thank you to at West Ham Banter page. We're working together, just brilliant guys. They share our stuff, we share their stuff. They fantastically reached 10,000 likes on Facebook. They run a competition for the away shirt for this season of your choice of size. We did the draw before the show in cohesion with them, and the winner is Joseph Mahoney. So,
well done, Joe.
Mahoney, get in contact with either myself on Twitter at the Free Hammers or at the West Ham Banter page. Let us know your address. Let us know your size. We'll send it out as soon as possible. Big, big congratulations, guys. Again, if you like our stuff, please share it with your mates. Obviously, we've had a big boom, some new subscribers. Get it out there, guys. Get us out there, and we'll bang out videos for you as much as we can.
And just go back to Leicester one more time. Did you see that? I managed to clap without having to use a bit of paper like that. It's really difficult. Well done, Leicester.
Still some serious bitterness with Lee towards the Leicester game.
Yeah.
Okay, Ian. Fan questions, guys. Right. So, Ian, do you think the Hammers were very arrogant before the United game and maybe started to believe some of their own hype with pundits saying we would win? Lots of bookies saying we was going to win. Do you think we believed our own hype a little bit there?
100%. 100%. I think it showed in the game. We didn't take it serious. Well, maybe we just turned up expecting it to be easy. I think a lot of the fans at the ground expected it to be easy. Like you say, the pundits, everyone was building us up. Yeah, 100%. I think we took that game far too lightly. You've got to remember, yeah, they're not having the best of seasons, but they're still Man United.
For me, that was your classic West Ham of old performance. We're so close to the gold, and then we don't turn up. They bossed that midfield. Man United killed us in midfield.
Oh, we were crying out for Obiang.
Yeah.
Absolutely crying out for Obiang.
Yeah, a bit harsh that he went off yesterday as well.
Yeah, especially with Noble being on a yellow and not having a particularly good game, I thought, in the first half.
Definitely.
But the United game, let's just put that to bed and we go again next year, hopefully get to Wembley.
And in fairness, again, we were arrogant, but we was due an off day. Come on, we played so well all year, weren't we?
Can I throw in a question connected to United? There's been rumours this week about Carrick coming back. No. Would you have him for a year?
No, he's old man.
Do you know what? We could do with someone in that spot. So I wouldn't mind taking him as a backup, not to play every week, but I would definitely take him as an option. If the money was right, I'd take him as an option.
I agree, 100%. I was a massive fan of Carrick first
Oh
time.
no, he was a good player.
Massive
But I
fan.
think he hasn't got the legs for the style of play that we play now. No.
Yeah, but that's the thing. That's
United.
where you'd play him again. Where he played for United, he just sat in that hole in front of the defence and ping balls about. So you wouldn't use him as a running midfielder. I'd definitely take him as an option.
Yeah, does he take on that Pirlo-like role for us
Yeah.
and just pings it to the big boys?
He's still in the.
Eh?
I don't know what that was.
Yeah,
But,
go on, Lee. Go on.
he's still getting in the England squads as well. Let's add.
Yeah. Okay, so Jill, next question. What do we think of the pictures released of the Olympic Stadium? I think it looks great. I would like a little bit more claret and blue, if I'm honest. I don't really like the white. When we don't really have white kits apart from our away kits. Yeah, I would like a bit more claret and blue if it was up to me personally.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the again we discussed this off air. The claret and blue bits look nice, very nice, but the crossed hammers looks cheap.
I think
I
it
don't
looks
think the
terrible.
angle. It looks like it's been squished into.
Yeah, it's because they've had to fit it on the retractable seats.
Yeah.
So because they've had to fit it on that lower tier, it, like you say, Lee, it looks very squished. I think it looks terrible. The West Ham writing and the hammers. I don't know if do you remember the renders right at the start when it was originally going to be just one giant crossed hammers across that whole? Was that not across the whole the cop?
The cop thing, yeah.
Yeah, I think that looked brilliant, but obviously they changed their mind for whatever reason.
I mean, it's going to be full every week, which is great news. So no one's going to see it.
Not going to see the seats anyway.
So, just on that, guys. Obviously, rumours of that it's going to be sponsored by a big technology firm. The rumours are that it's Samsung.
Mm-hmm.
So, what do you think on that? What's it going to be called? The Samsung
Olympic the Samsung Stadium or the Samsung Arena.
To me, it will always be the Olympic Stadium. I'm not going to call it the Samsung Arena. It'll be the Olympic Stadium for me.
I don't care as long as the money comes in. You can call it the bloody Tottenham sponsored hate West Ham team if they're giving you £1 million a year to put their name on the stadium.
No, I think Samsung's a decent sponsor. Obviously, they're incredibly rich. They're a very, very big company. It'd be interesting to see. I'm not sure when our deal with Betway ends. I'm not sure if they've got another year.
Yeah, because I was thinking it'd be nice if you can get Samsung on the shirt as well.
That's what I've been reading is that seems to be what happens with a lot of the stadium deals. And this is going into more about obviously all the documents. We did talk about this briefly last week that didn't get out, but the documents that were released with our deal for the Olympic Stadium, with the naming rights for the stadium, the LLDC get the first 4 million, and anything over that we get 50%, but it's capped at 2.5 million. I think it's capped at whatever we bring in, so we can't earn that much from naming rights. But apparently, the way that clubs structure their deals now, like Manchester City did, it's a joint thing for the shirts and the stadium. So basically, Samsung could come in and say, right, we're going to sponsor it for 20 million. 1 million of that is for the actual stadium, and 19 million is for the shirt. So we would see all of the money.
Oh yeah. So they can. There's a little loopholes there where we can earn a bit more money.
I think just on the stadium again. I think it's worth saying that it's now very, very clear that in Dave, and Karen, we have outstanding owners.
Oh, God. Yeah, we mentioned it last week, but let's discuss it because obviously people haven't seen it. What a deal, guys. Like, yeah, they're all jealous, the other fans, but we just doing what was best for the club, weren't they, then?
Yeah. It's
as
not...
any company would.
It's not... Yeah, exactly, as anyone would. It's not their fault. The LLDC were in such a bad negotiating position.
Yeah. Barry Earn... I feel ashamed to share the man's last name, but like the geezer's just a complete and utter. I won't say the word because Paul doesn't want to bleep it out, but I can't stand the man. It's like, mate, you've made your choices with Leyton Orient. Why didn't you go and buy Upton Park? If you want a bigger stadium, why didn't you go and buy Upton Park off us when we move? Like, why did you build flats at Leyton Orient? You're all to blame for yourself.
Yeah.
Big things ahead, guys. Sleeping Giant and all that. Another thing released this week, guys. I don't know whether they're the real kits. I think it was mocked up by someone on the internet. What did you think of those pictures of those kits that were released? Maybe, I don't know, whether Paul will put a little picture in to show you
I
what we're
saw two
talking
of them.
about.
There was the sky blue with a claret oops.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think that's the only one I can think of off the top of my head.
There was one that looks
I've
like
seen the away. I've seen the home and away mocks.
there's the home one that's been mocked. I think is absolutely dreadful. It looks like the sort of thing a cyclist would wear.
I think it's definitely worth pointing out again, though. These are not.
No, they're not the
Anyway,
official kit. No.
they're a fan mock-up. A fan's made these. It's pure speculation. Like I say, apparently from a good source, the away kit. I'll be surprised if this turns out to be true. It's probably the third kit, but apparently the away kit's going to be silver next year.
Mhm.
I think it's more likely to probably be the third kit. Could be silver,
Yeah.
but
Yeah, 'cause if we're getting Europa League, I assume they will wear that a bit more commonly. Because usually that's what your third kit is for, obviously. Couple more questions, guys. From Dino. Again, we've sort of covered this already, but I think this is one of our new subscribers, so I feel it's right to ask their question. What positions do you think we need to buy up in the summer, the coming transfer window, and why? Okay, maybe we've said what we want, but let's answer the why. So obviously we've said, Paul says, like, probably one in every position would be ideal. The reasons why is because we've shown that when we lose our right back and left back, we can be a little bit short.
Well, we've got no cover at all at
Yeah.
fullback. We've got no real fullback cover. So 100% we need fullbacks.
Been short of goals this year as well.
So here's one that hasn't really been discussed. Do we need a world-class goalkeeper, or do we have one?
No, I think we've got.
I'll be honest.
I think we've got two.
I think Randolph is treading on his toes. I think Randolph could be pushing him.
I don't think Randolph will still be here next year. I think he's far too good to be a backup keeper.
Again, he's another one. If he has good Euros, he could be going to sort of a promoted club. Or, I don't know, like he could fit into perhaps a team like West Brom or somewhere like that.
He could go to a lot of teams in the Premier League.
No, he's good.
I think he's far too good to be a backup.
I can't remember who actually said it. I think one of the pundits actually said, be nice to see him maybe play the last 5 games of the season for West Ham, see how he gets on. I like him. I do like Adrian.
I love Adrian. I think Adrian, for me, is still definitely first choice. But no, Randolph has been brilliant this season in the Cup.
Yeah, he's been immense. Okay, the big question from Stacey. Do you think it's right that Andy Carroll might be getting in trouble for what he said about the ref after the game? Personally, don't think it's fair that you can't challenge the ref. It's like they're gods. Doesn't seem fair to me. You should be able to say what you think without getting into trouble. Very, very good question, as always, from Stacey, one of our loyal supporters. What do you think?
So I'd go one step further. I think refs should be accountable for their decisions. I think they should have to do a press conference after the game to say why exactly they gave X, Y, Z decision. I think players should be able to say what they feel about it. I think the FA or Premier League, I don't quite know where the refs fit in the structure, but they should come out and say, we realise there was a mistake. We're sorry.
There obviously, I think there does have to be a line somewhere though, because you can't have players completely undermining the referees.
No, because then that passes down to your kids as well, doesn't it? Like obviously United of old, when they used to surround the referees, I can imagine that used to go on in the Sunday League.
Yeah.
Obviously nowadays, like when I go and watch my nephew play and all that, there's none of that. The ref that's it, final decision, and you have to respect each other.
You can't really have them undermining the refs all the time, so there does have to be a line. But at the same time, I think
there's an entitlement to vent after the game.
Yeah.
Without being derogatory.
Yeah, without being derogatory.
Carroll's comment was a bit too far.
See, the thing is, Carroll, like, when you say, he'll be punished, he won't be punished. The FA will write to him, or the Referees Association will write to him and say, well, listen, you shouldn't really have said that. Don't do it again. He's not going to be, it's very unlikely he'll be fined. He definitely won't be banned or anything like that.
I think it's the wording, isn't it? When he said that he's looking to even it up because of maybe that's too far. He's right to say, maybe that's a wrong decision from John there. That shouldn't have happened there. But I think it's when he's saying whether the ref's being biased or unbiased, I think that's where you're touching grey areas there.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah. What do you think, Lee?
Yeah, no, as I said, I think refs should be more accountable. But
really,
you say about surrounding the refs. Yesterday, when we got our penalty, The Leicester players were up in his face.
Well, look at when Vardy got sent off. Vardy was actually pointing straight in his face.
Yeah, I think again though, this goes back to the technology discussion. You know, if the refs had more help, if we had technology to help them out, then it would be less of an issue.
That's it.
But I mean, I covered that in my rant video, which should be up by now. And I said that, but the Leicester penalty at the end, John Moss didn't need a video ref. That was just not a penalty.
No, it weren't.
You don't need video technology to see that wasn't a penalty.
That's true. I understand what you're saying, but if say there was video technology, he gives the penalty, he blows the whistle. See, this is where it gets difficult because he blows the whistle, he gives the penalty. Obviously, it's like, well, where's the challenge? Say West Ham could challenge that decision, then they could look at the video replay, and then even though he got that bang wrong and he shouldn't have got it wrong, and it wasn't even a debate, I don't think, it still would have been able to be overturned. I don't know in that situation. Well, then in that situation, it would have been a free kick to West Ham because obviously he would have dived. Or you could maybe in that situation give a drop ball or something. I don't really know how they work that. But still, it wouldn't have been a penalty if they had that technology. Do you know what I mean?
It's tough. It is tough. You have to think as well, like these refs are making decisions that do cost managers their jobs as well. And that's definitely where they do need to be accountable for. But for West Ham to not be having a away penalty for about 4 years,
mate,
isn't it?
You say it costs managers their jobs. Like you say, if decisions in the last 6 games had gone the way they were supposed to, not even gone our way, but have been right, and we were sitting in 3rd place, we'd be looking at Champions League football. You're talking like £100-odd million for the club.
The players you can attract as well.
Yeah, like that. Look at what that has cost the club.
Yeah,
you know?
That's right. Yeah, no, that was a really, really good question. Like we say, well, I don't think Carroll will get fully punished, but he did definitely touch on a grey area there. That's all the questions, guys. Some very, very good questions. Big thank you to all the new subscribers, guys. Please keep sharing. Please keep sharing.
Yeah.
We are going to run another competition very, very soon. I'm just sort of in the process of thinking about what we should give away, to be honest. Lee's done some good videos this week. I've done some videos.
Saying that, like I say, we've hit 250 subscribers now. Brilliant. Thank you so much again to all the new subscribers. We have said we're going to do another giveaway at 250. Obviously, we've hit that now. If you guys have got anything that you'd like us to give away, obviously don't be stupid about it. You know, try and keep it realistic. But if you've got any suggestions, do let us know. You know, let us know your suggestions for anything any ideas you've got.
And I know for the next podcast, Lee's more than open for personal questions.
Yeah, if maybe we could give away like a meet and greet with Lee.
Yeah.
Now we're pimping me out. Fantastic.
But yeah,
guys, if you do see us at West Ham, there's only like 250 of you as subscribe. But if you do see me and Lee over there, please come and say hello. We're happy to talk to you. Maybe do a little clip for the video with us. Like tell us your views on the match. If you catch us post match or pre match, come and see us. Come and say hello. Definitely.
Brilliant. Right. Well, yeah. As we say, there's loads of videos to go up this week. Saying that, we're filming this bit right. Sorry, I'm going to cut that because I was about to say we've got all these videos coming out, but they would already be out by now.
Yeah.
So sorry, I'm gonna. This is at the end. I don't need to write the time down, so we'll probably cut that. Yeah. So I'll just go back and I'll forget that. Right. So yeah, I think that's about it, guys. Brilliant. Thanks for all the new subscribers. Hopefully you enjoy our videos and tell all your friends.
Yep. And just the name again, was it Joseph Mahoney or John Mahoney? Please get in contact. We'll send that shirt as soon as possible. Congratulations, mate. Really appreciate you sharing all the stuff as well.
Post a picture wearing it.
Yeah. Please post a picture wearing it so everyone knows it's an official competition and we're not scamming anyone. Come on, you irons. I'm not going to say keep believing because the season's nearly over now. And I'm so up I can have the Man United. But
No, I'll tell you what. Keep believing that we can sign Ibrahimovic.
Yeah, all right. Keep believing we'll sign Ibra and keep Pat as well, perhaps. Keep tuning in, guys. Share our stuff. Check us all out. You know, it's all up there. Let's go.
Brilliant.